Halloween is topically linked to the Celtic festival of Samhain. Samhain means summer end. The ancient Celts believed the border between this world and the other world became thin on Samhain, allowing spirits to pass through. The family ancestors were invited back home while harmful spirits were warded off. To ward off harmful spirits leads to various costumes and masks. Their purpose was to disguise someone as a harmful spirit and thus avoid harm. So the people dressed in white with masks, veiled, and blackened face on October 31st. Today, Halloween is a great family festival around the world.
Common Halloween activities mainly include trick-or-treating, wearing costumes, and carving jack-o'-lanterns. Parents teach children what to do to celebrate this festival. This coincides with the no-contest culture of the Western society.
The Chinese Ghost Festival comes from a descriptive story between a mother and her son, Madhyayana. He was a Buddhist monk. One day, he used his clairvoyance to see where his mother was reborn. Unfortunately, his mother had been reborn as a hungry ghost. It is because she had been greedy with the money and she did many bad things when she was alive. So the Buddha instructed him to place piece of food on a clean plate and reciting a mantra 7 times to bless the food. He also offered fruit and robes to 500 girls on lunar July 15. Through the miracles created, his mother finally gained a human birth. After that, lunar July 15 is the date for Chinese ghosts.
Activities during the month would include preparing ritualistic food offerings, burning incense and burning ghost paper and papier-mâché form of material items.
Parents are not likely to directly draw their children's attention to what should do and should not do in the ghost month. Children are admonished when they do the so-called wrong thing or even just use the gesture or gaze to signal those behaviors which are prohibited. Good luck.
According to Sunna, anthropocentrism is the belief of cultural superiority, as people believe the value of their own culture is natural and correct. They may judge others' culture who do the different things and regard them as wrong. In this case, Westerners believe the effective way of warning off the harmful spirit is by wearing scary masks through a joyful and lively atmosphere, together with friends and family relatives. Yet, Chinese believe the effective way of expelling ghosts is to feed with ritual offering in a simple ceremony individually, which is held by an elderly lady from a family. In July, all family members have to return home earlier and cannot mention anything about ghosts. The belief of their own culture is the correct way to warn off the harmful spirit. Anthropocentrism produces emotional reactions to cultural difference. This also reduces people's willingness to understand the cultural message.
My culture.
According to Walter Lippmann, stereotyping refers to the process of categorizing by using generalization and perceptions for a group of people. This makes assumptions about the characteristics of all people who belong to the same category. The conversation between Dan and Ben is a typical cultural bias in the intercultural communication. Chinese people are labeled to be a group of people who used to avoid saying something that they dislike. Chinese is stereotyped as mystery, virusship, and dim. Stereotype will lead to inaccurate interpretations about the behaviors of others. It is because any individual are not considered as unique. The assumption and inaccurate judgments extend to all practice and behaviors in the ethnic group. The consequence of stereotyping exaggerates the cultural difference. According to the Ruthenberg, prejudice refers to the negative attitudes towards other people, which may involve dislike, hatred feeling with biased perceptions. Westerners feel suspicious, rare, and unpredictable about the Chinese customs and practice of Hungry Ghost Festival. It is because they do not understand the origin of festival, which reflecting the behavior of battle pity, the concept of death, and the Chinese belief of peaceful and safe. Prejudice is the barrier to the intercultural communication when it is unlikely to change the negative attitudes towards others. Highly prejudice exaggerates the cultural difference and finally lead to the unacceptable, critics, and even conflicts among the different cultures.
We can see that there are distinct differences between Chinese and Western people. The customs and practices are totally different, even the nature of two festivals are quite similar. Let's look into Chinese Ghost Festival. According to Annals of Confucius, the story fulfills Confucius' theory, telling people that son and daughter should show obedience or devotion for parents. It also be threaded in the master's word, when your parents are alive, comply with the race in serving them. When they die, comply with the race in burning them and in offering sacrifice to them. The concept of death. According to the Annals of Confucius, the topic the master did not speak of were prodigies, force, disorder, and ghosts. Hence, people should not waste time to discuss and mention unforeseeable issues. In analysis that the master said, "You are not able to serve man. How can you serve the spirits?" Therefore, people are not eager to talk about ghosts and death in public. Seek for peace and save for homeland. Traditional people believe that they can live harmony and peacefully with the nature. As the master said, to work for the things that the common people have a right and to keep one's distance from the gods and spirits of the dead, while showing them reverence can be called wisdom. Conservative personality. Chinese people are conservative. As the master said, sparing of speech, but trustworthy in what he says. They express their feelings and emotions as well as their love and care in an explicit way. Unlike Chinese Ghost Festival, Halloween is full of joy and happiness for people celebrating the festival everywhere in the street. It is because of the followings. Ruler of the world. Western people think that people are the ruler of the world, and they have ability in controlling and dominating in the nature. It is the concept of the image of God, that the people shall rule the fish and the sea, the birds and the sky, the cattle, the whole world, and all the creeping things that creep on earth. Fancy for excitement and adventure. Western people love adventure, and they are curious about everything in the world. They are eager to find out the cause and effect of incidents, as well as investigate and look into the matter they found interesting. According to the religion and the environment, it is said that religion can shape how people respond to environment concerns. Therefore, in Halloween, they come out at night and try to experience the excitement to be brought by the festival. Although there are similar festivals for Western and Chinese countries, like Halloween and Chinese Ghost Festival, they are not only dissimilar, but have distinct contradictions. In order to show respect to one another, it is important for us to abandon one's perception and thoughts which have been learned in homeland. Besides, people have to embrace new things and thoughts outside the box with open-minded. According to four major approaches to defining culture by Lustig Costa, we know that people emphasize the social hierarchy of a group of people, and it suggests that the new members of a culture must follow one's fundamental ideas, practices, as well as experiences. Therefore, it is normal for people in one culture to see theirs as superior and correct among the others. As a result, in order to ensure effective intercultural communication, according to Byram M., People should seek out or take up responsibility to engage with others in a relationship of equality. Also, people should be interested in discovering other perspectives on one's and others' culture. Thirdly, people should also try to learn and experience and engage with the conventions and ways of verbal and nonverbal interaction and communication.